Hey, what's up everybody? Social Reefer here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, before I even get into the details, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that has been giving me so much support, commenting, giving me thumbs up, subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for showing interest in my dialogue. I just find it to be amazing. So, obviously I want you guys to continue subscribing, giving me thumbs up and comments, and just, for engagement, for the purpose of engagement and learning from one another. There's so much to learn in this hobby. There's so many different ways to have the same outcome. And I just love that, to the fullest extent. For this particular video, I'm going to be showing you guys my sand bed and giving you details. It's been like 48 hours since I've introduced the new sand to my system, and I think it's about right that I show you guys what's going on here. So I'll be moving around and just talking as I go, but yeah, for the most part, the sand bed is looking beautiful. I will do my best to get some film or pictures to show you guys what the sand bed looked like before and give you an after. But this is what it's looking like now. There was a big mistake purchasing the substrate. So in the beginning, I already had 2 bags of sand that was stored in my closet. But the 2 bags of sand that I had, they weren't enough to completely fill out the tank the way that I needed. So while in the process of doing the maintenance and introducing the new sand to my aquarium, I had my wife purchased the sand for me online, and it was all word of mouth. She did not know that there are different types of grain sizes and sand and so forth. I just gave her the brand, which was Carib Sea Aragalive, and she just bought the first thing that she saw on the screen. So when she purchased it, it was a much more finer grain, literally like sand that we walk on in the beach. And if you see it here, that's a comparison to my old substrate, which is over here, which is the aragonite, which is much bigger. But since I was already, halfway through the job, I did not want to delay anything. So once the sandbags came in, I just used whatever arrived. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me as long as my ecosystem is healthy. And I think it actually looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad at all. So yeah, so far so good. Only time will tell if the outcome would be beneficial and if all that nuisance algae that was growing on the surface of my substrate will go away. Right now, it's only been 2 days, so it's really hard to say what will actually happen. In the process of adding the new substrate, I also did move a lot of corals around. As you can see, this coral right here has no coloration on this side of it because that was actually the bottom portion. This was facing downward to the sand. It was at a certain angle over here on this rock. But this bird's nest that I have is so huge that it just started shadowing everything under it. So I took it out of there and I moved it here. Hopefully that nice green flesh will spread around throughout the entire colony and it'll look nice and alive again. But yeah, back to the substrate. The sand bed, I love it, guys. No regrets on my part. I have so many Nasarius snails, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and conches walking around in here throughout the night. And it looks really cool when they come out of the sand at night. It's like zombies coming out of the ground, which is pretty cool. But everything looks pretty healthy. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Empire Reef. I already made a video of him, of his system in my YouTube. I mean, not my YouTube, my Instagram. And I didn't get into detail what he did for me, but he really looked out for me a lot. He opened up my eyes to a lot of information, not that I didn't have, but information that I just wasn't paying attention to anymore, like the sand bed part. That was something he brought to my attention that I already kind of knew, but It wasn't something that I was thinking about. And let me put it to you in this context. Did I know that having a sand bed of certain depth is important when you want to have a nice healthy substrate in your aquarium? Yes, I knew that. But before, I had a diamond goby in my tank. When you have one of those fish in your tank, honestly, you can really pretty much do whatever you like and you'll be okay. Because diamond gobies are probably the best hardworking fish that you could put in your aquarium. The only problem is with me is that when I had my diamond goby, unfortunately, my diamond goby, he was a recluse. He kept the sand beautiful and pristine, regardless whether it was a very small sand bed. But at the same time, when I would leave and come back, my scolies would be full of substrate. My wellsols would be full of substrate. My ganies would be full of substrate. And I tried moving the coral around to please him, but he was just one of those fish that he didn't have a designated area. He went through and sifted the entire tank, literally the entire tank. And then at night, he will always sleep under this rock right here. And that was his home to go to sleep at. But during the day, as soon as he got up, he'll start sifting from this end of the tank, and he won't stop the entire day until he got to that side of the tank. And as he went through the entire tank, you know, it didn't look good for the coral. So I'm trying to find a way where I can have the same benefits of having that nice clean sand, but without having the fish, because they are very disruptive and you need to have a certain type of environment for them. Unfortunately, if I had to choose between the fish and the coral that I'm keeping, I'm picking the coral for this particular situation. So I made a decision to get rid of the goby. And once I got rid of the goby, that's when my substrate just started going downhill. You know, my substrate started getting very, very dirty from the algae growth. Then it started growing bubble algae and all of that stuff. So big shout out to my boy Empire Reef for reminding me how important it is to have a decent sized sand bed, you know, 1.5 to 2 inches minimum. So that way, at least as your invertebrates are traveling through your sand bed at night, they're moving that sand around and not letting the same sand be exposed to your light every single day in and day out, you know? But yeah, if there is an exception to having a low sand bed, I would say if you are gonna have a low sand bed, it is doable, but you need to have one of those type of fish. You need to have a goby or something that's gonna be working on your sand bed 24/7, because I would go in and do maintenance on my tank, and by the end of the week, the sand bed would be dirty all over again because there was barely anything in there to begin with. So yeah, guys, this is what my sand bed looks like now. It's nice and clean. I can't really tell you because it's too soon to say, oh, I solved the problem, you know, but I will say that I have high hopes. I'm gonna make sure that I have a healthy amount of, you know, inverts in my system that are gonna be moving about and keeping everything nice and clean. I might need to buy a few more Nasserus snail or Nazarius snails, however you call them, and maybe like 2 or 3 more sand sifting starfish. Right now at the moment, I got like 3 conchas in here. I'm gonna go pick up a few more this weekend. And you know, gotta be mindful of the little things, the little details. They are important to maintain a thriving ecosystem and also to maintain aesthetics, because we want things to look beautiful to our eyes. And yeah, we if we want it to look beautiful to our eyes, then we got to do our proper research and make sure that we provide the important things that the reef needs. But yeah, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I want to save some topics of conversation for an upcoming video. You know, I want to talk about my favorite fish that I've had in recent time, which is this little fellow right here, the Achilles tang. He is the newest addition to my fish tank, and I am so in love with this fish. Like, let me tell you, when I say that this fish sorry guys, I dropped my phone almost, and I stopped the video by mistake. But like I was saying, let me tell you, this fish completely, like, how do I put it? It destroyed all of the rumors of how delicate their species are. Like, from the very same exact day that I put him in my aquarium, he has been thriving. He's been eating. He's had a great appetite. He handles, when other fishes challenge him, he handles it very well. And yeah, I'm gonna make a video in the upcoming days about this fish, you know, just to give you a little background details of my experience and what I did with him particularly before I threw him in this system. Maybe it'll help a lot of you guys out. And you know, it really is too early to speak on it because he's probably been in my display right now for like about a week at most. But when I tell you that he is not showing any type of negative signs whatsoever, no visible signs, no, you know, characteristics or anything like that, he's not showing none of that. He's amazing. And I love it. It's like he belonged in my fish tank. Like, from the day that I put him in, he's been great. But yeah, with all of that said, guys, I'm gonna leave you on that note. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe, show love, hit that thumbs up, and engage with me in the comments. Give me advice. Let me know if you learn from me. Whatever it is, express your thoughts. Once again, very sorry for being absent. You know, sometimes we get lost and then we get right back on track. So hopefully this is me getting back on track, and you guys show me the same support you've always been showing me. Thank you so much. And with that said, until the next one, peace out.